Good, 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 good. So, where are we? Well, we talked about engaging the energy of the breath, and you see how that relates to the support, right? And the best way to support you, yeah, have a seat. Support your sound is to maintain that, right? Maintain. See, once you start understanding the idea of the surprise and the idea of that suspension and the energy, I mean, you can get through these things much faster. There's not that much really to talk about other than to find different ways of explaining it and different exercises to feel it and all of that, right? So we've, let's do a little bit of singing then, yes? And see if you can find all these feelings. And some questions might come up as we do it, and that's okay. What's next? Oh, we're going to talk about resonance. Yes. Okay. So, let's sing. Say, va, 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 boom. Va, 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 boom. Yeah. And notice, right? You see, it's a very forward sound that allows you to feel a lot of that resonance in the face. And when you open to your vowel, just make sure that you're not holding on to the consonant. Va, va, yeah, we tend to kind of, and especially when we talk about diction, right? Conductors tell you, enunciate, enunciate, and everybody starts to sing like this. And then that's just tension, that's not diction. Do you see what I mean? Good diction is efficient diction. It's got to be relaxed. There's a fine balance between tension and relaxation, like anything, right? Right where you are right now, you're in a fine balance of tension and relaxation. Otherwise, you either be a mass of tension or you be a puddle on the floor, right? Was it Andrew Lloyd Wright? Tensegrity, does anybody know that word? Tensegrity? Does anybody read Carlos Castaneda?
In the past.
Huh? Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah. Well, what about now?
No.
Is anybody really into what he talked about 30 years ago? My partner is a filmmaker, and he grew up reading Carlos Castaneda and trying to adhere and do the exercises in those books. And 2 weeks ago, he was contacted by a real-life Navajo, a man who actually sees energy and who travels in his dreaming body. I can't even, begin to tell you. You know how you hear these times are really exciting and magical and stuff is happening? Anybody into astrology? Right? These are incredible times. So anyhow, Tensegrity. I do Tensegrity, I do those magical passes. We do Tensegrity at my house. Right? It's a series of exercises designed to move energy in your body. They're a little bit like what Qigong does, what Tai Chi does, what Chorale does. It's just releasing energy from your energy body that's stuck and being able to use it in your art. So there's a series of exercises and passes and movements. But the idea of Tensegrity that he borrowed, I think from, maybe it's Buckminster Fuller. I think it's Buckminster Fuller. And it's that fine balance between tension and relaxation, right? Which it's a constant with us, right? It's why we can stand and relax in a standing position and not feel like we're, right, have no energy. So singing is like that, right? It's a fine balance of tension and relaxation. At the macro level, if you want to, or micro level, if you want to think about it that way, it's the same with diction. It's a fine balance of fine-tuned tension and relaxation. So there's a little bit of tension in the consonants, right? Every time you do a consonant. So now we're moving into diction, right? So if you go, say, pow, 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 you just feel, right? There's a little bit of tension in the P, right? Two surfaces. Always two surfaces for consonants, right? The lips, teeth and the tongue and the lips, right? Bilabial, dental labial, frickin', all of that, right? But when you open to the vowel, relax. So little tension in the consonant, and you release in the vowel. Pa, pa. Even in the vowel, there's a little bit. The tongue is doing something. It's not tense, but there's movement, there's action. The tongue is in a position. E, right? But the rest of the tongue that's not involved in that vowel is relaxed. So wherever you look at it, right? right? The ribs are engaged, but the arms are relaxed, right? The spine is engaged and tall, but the knees are soft. I mean, there's always tension and relaxation. So, so I don't know why I started talking about that. Tensegrity, that fine balance. Resonance. Right. So, yes. Va, 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 boom. Right? We're back. So, there's a little bit of tension. Good tension. Tensile energy. Right? Let's say. Flexible strength. Right? And a V. But if it's too tight, it won't resonate. Becomes an F. Right? Try. Go. Now tighten your lips and your teeth. Right? You don't get anything. Right? So you have to find that place where it's just enough to make what you want, but it's not so strong that you kill the resonance or the vibration. You just stop the vibrations from moving, from flowing. Right? Now go va, 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 boom. Va, 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 boom. Right? And so there's the tension in the consonant and then relaxation. Also, what you find there is that if you're really aware where the V resonates up here, right? There's a lot of it here in this case, but if you think of it up here, then you put your vowel right there. So you allow the resonance in the consonant to inform the vowel. And so you get va, 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 boom, right? And I also like kinesthetics, the whole idea of movement in the body as it connects to sound. So hand gestures are really helpful, not just for me, but I think for everybody, because we're that kind of a creature, right? So if you just think about an arch and the sound moving this way, and do that exercise. It's a much better sound. Also, this is your palate, right? Soft palate, hard palate, sound moving over the palate toward the front. Right? Through the front teeth and underneath the nose. And like right here, where your teeth meet your gum, for example, you can, right? A lot of sort of imagery to direct the sound is very helpful, right? So let's do and feel the initial on the pitch and how that relates to the inception of the energy down here, right? There's a little point of energy down here, and then there's a point of resonance up here. And here we go. And needs more energy. You're vibrating faster, the breath has to have more pressure, right? Pitch is vibration, right? Frequency. It's a vibration of the chords. The higher the pitch, the faster the vibration. If you're going to vibrate faster, the breath has to move with more energy. It has to move faster. Not necessarily more breath. In fact, less breath. Right? You know about pressure washers, for example. It's not more water, it's less water with more pressure. Right? So you need more pressure, not more air. Right? So what is pressure? Well, pressure is the ribs opening and the abdominal wall engaged. Right? Not tight, but engaged. Right? So every subsequent breath needs more energy, a slightly bigger surprise, and then just keep yourself there because the next breath is going to be just a little higher. And so why draw? It wastes energy. Just stay there. Here we go. The voice tells you if the instrument is working, right? Because if the body's not set up right, if you're not using it right, the voice is going to tell you. It just doesn't come, right? It feels stuck, if there's no resonance, I'm flat, there's tension in my throat, feels uncomfortable, I don't like my sound, blah, 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 right? But that has nothing to do with the voice. That's all about the body. Everything's about the body. So stop listening to yourselves and start feeling yourselves from the inside. Yeah? Good.